Hey guys, how's it going? As you can see, we got a little bit different setting than what I usually got. I just kind of felt like being outside today. A little overcast, but it's actually a pretty nice day here. I'm sitting on my deck and kind of give you the view, what it looks like out there. Yeah, it's pretty nice little neighborhood. So just thought I'd kind of be outside today. Uh, okay, got a lot of videos to make, and this is the first of probably several. Uh, I think the stack here is like some of the stuff I might have had in the to read pile. If not, then it's just more that I'm going to have to get caught up on. But I got these a few months ago. There was a guy that had a lot of sets from like the 80s for sale, like little runs. And a lot of these I didn't have, and and I'm kind of wanting to get rid of a lot of my stuff from the 90s because, as a lot of you know, a lot of stuff in the 90s was just like pure trash. But I did like a lot of stuff from the 80s, and I want to get caught up on reading these. Few fans of the new Teen Titans, you'll remember this. And I'm not going to take all these because they're like, sets and bags, so I'm not going to take every individual one out, but just kind of give you an idea of what I got here. But I think it's like the 11 issues of Teen Titans, or New Teen Titans Spotlight. I got Starfire #1. That's a George Perez cover, and I think the art was by Dennis Cowan and Dick Giordano. And on the back, there's one spotlighting Jericho. Not sure who did the art there. I think, let's say there's like 5 or 6 issues in a pack. They're all pretty much very fine near mint. Okay. Here's number 7 on the end of this pack. That's Hawkeye, Butch Guice on the art there. I think the last issue spotlighted the Brotherhood of Evil. I think it's actually a Joe Orlando cover. So that's pretty cool. Like I say, all these, this is like the only 11 issues of this title, I guess. But kind of looking forward to digging into some of these, or all of them actually. And there was actually a 2-issue Lois Lane miniseries back around '86. I think Gray Morrow did the art actually. So I got the first 2 issues in this pack, or the only 2 issues in this pack. And on the back side, I got the 4-issue Phantom Zone miniseries, which was actually drawn by Gene Colan. And from all accounts that I've read, Colan did really not like drawing like a lot of superhero stuff. And I know he really didn't like drawing this, but I love the job he did on this, and this is a really good story. Everybody's interested. Okay, I got some John Byrne. It's like a 4-issue miniseries of John Byrne's X-Men, Power, Part 1 of 4, Part 2, Part 3, and Part 4. So if you fans of John Byrne, which I am, hope it'll be a good read. This is a title I got into like back in I guess it was the late 80s. And I was trying to complete my run on these. And there's actually like a couple series in here, but this actually first issue was by Wonder Comics. It's Hero Alliance. I think there's like some Bart Sears art in here, Ron Lim. So like a darker take on superheroes. And this is number 6. Of course, you got to have your prototypical Superman character now. That guy's name is Victor. I think it's Rage beside him there. Another cool cover. I'm not sure who did this, but I really liked it. Okay. This might be an Adam Hughes cover. Number 3. There's another number 1. And here's part of the mini-series, Hero Alliance End of the Golden Age. Some really good story and art in there. Number 7. Most of these from Innovation, but I think the first issue was like from a little company called Wonder Comics. Number 2 of End of the Golden Age. And another number 2 from the ongoing series. Okay, I think that's all of them. Okay, what I got here is actually one of my favorite Aquaman stories, a miniseries. A lot of people hated this costume. I actually kind of liked it. I don't know if I would have kept it, because I like the classic Aquaman costume. Here's a 4-issue miniseries. I think Neil Posner and Craig Hamilton did this. This is actually a really good read, and I think I had like 3 issues of this, and I just went ahead, and this guy was selling these dirt cheap, so this is a really good story and art. And for more fans of Gene Colan, a 12-issue series of Jim, Son of Saturn. And I'm not sure, I think the last time I actually saw that character was like in Crisis on Infinite Earths. He might have popped up later on again, but I'm not sure. This is a really good read, and you got great Gene Colan art in it. Here's the rest of the series. Here's actually issue number 1. Like I say, these are all bagged like 5 and 6 to a bag, so I'm not gonna pull them all out. But there's issue number 8. Okay. And here we got some good stuff. I've already got the originals, but you get some Bernie Wrights and stuff for cheap. This is actually really great. It's the Roots of the Swamp Thing. And I'm not sure. Yeah, all these hold like 2 issues. I think it's like the original Wrightson did the first 10 issues. So this reprints like 2 per book, and there's like 5. So anybody that can't afford the originals or don't want to go to the trouble to try to hunt them all down, this is a cheap way to get some good reading and art. And I think the guy left me a note. I think one of the issues of Jim, Son of Saturn wasn't actually in there, and I think I probably already had it, but I was missing a few issues, so I just got the whole run. But he sent me a couple extras for free, and here's actually the first appearance of Firestorm number 1. And looks like he left a little note down here. But that's probably a very fine copy of that, number 1. And then he also sent in place of that Secret Origin special, Batman Villains, with the great Brian Bolland cover. And for all you fans of Keith Giffen, I had a few of these, but I want to get these too. And they were, like I say, they were going pretty cheap. But we have Ambush Bug, an obvious parody of Superman number 1. And I guess that's like a mini series. And then back here you have Ambush Bug stocking stuffers. And believe it or not, Son of Ambush Bug, like a 6-part miniseries. This is funny stuff. If you've read Keith Giffen's, or you like Keith Giffen art, this is really cool. Number 6. Okay, that's all that. I got a like I said, these are from a few months ago too, but I really started getting back into my Charlton comics, so I ordered some back issues of the Charlton Spotlight magazine, and these were just from like from a few years ago, and it's just basically Probably about 9 or 10 years ago. But it's basically just going back and having articles about the artists and the writers and some of the books. And for Charlton fans, this is a great resource. Actually, here's number 4. I know a lot of you probably recognize this signature that read Charlton Comics. I always wondered, said, who the hell Pam was, or Paul, or it looked like PA and 3 L's or 3 1s, or I just wondered who the devil Pam was. But actually, this was Peter A. Morrissey, and this guy was actually a policeman, and comics was his sideline. So I guess he thought, they had a rule that you couldn't moonlight on the side. So he went ahead and started just signing his name like this, just in case somebody found out what he was doing. But I'm sure a lot of you guys that read Charlton Comics recognize his artwork. He was actually curator of Peter Cannon Thunderbolt, which I'm sure a lot of you know. This is who the character Ozymandias from Watchmen was actually based on. And you have another character that he created on the back, Johnny Dynamite. I just always liked the style. Let me find. There's a couple of stories in here, just examples of his art. He did a little bit of everything. He did the adventure strips. He did some horror. He did some romance. But anybody that's a fan of Charlton, there's like a gallery in here. Here's some of the stuff that he did. Dynamite. Master Raiders, Wyatt Earp. He did westerns, really cool stuff. So, and here's actually like a little reprint of a western story that he did called Gun in Hand. You can see some of his art in here. Okay, here's number 5 of Charlton Spotlight. Got this guy was like Joe Gill was like a real prolific writer for Charlton. Got Steve Skates, however you pronounce the guy's name. Got a Jim Apparel article. Captain Adam, Blue Beetle in Question. There's a lot of great articles in here. Usually they got a gallery. Here's some of the Captain Adam stuff. Some Steve Ditko. Some Blue Beetle stuff. Ditko. And here's actually a reprint from Space Adventures 25. This is Joe Gill and Steve Ditko. So, some pretty cool sci-fi stuff. I'll try to find the Jim Aparo 66. Okay. Here's some of the stuff Jim Aparo did. Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves. There's actually a story from one of the Hercules comics. And here's a series that I really enjoyed. It was just called Wander, and it was I think Apparel did like maybe 6 issues of this. It's in Cheyenne Kid 61 through 66. This guy was actually an alien that landed in the Old West, and as far as it's kind of funny, I'm sure a lot of you guys know this Sergius O'Shaughnessy. That was actually Denny O'Neil who did the scripting on this. And this was a fun little series. I mean, it probably lasted 20 issues, but the Jim Aparo issues were probably the best. So, there you go, Charlton Spotlight. Okay, this one is like all art and comics. You got a Joe Staton cover, E-Man. Here's actually a painted horror cover that Pat Boyette did. And this is, you got some E-Man reprints. What else is in here? A lot of cool pinups. a lot of art in his by Joe Staten, who's not one of my favorite artists, but I really like the stuff he did for Charlton, probably better than anything else, especially the horror stuff. And here's another guy, Nicola Cudi, or probably not right, but Cuddy or Cutie, or however to pronounce it. There's an interview with him, and there's actually a new Doomsday Plus One story that Tom Sutton did. He's one of my favorite artists. You see that in there. Number 13, I guess it only went to issue 12, so this was probably unpublished. Got some very cool Tom Sutton art in here. And my favorite of the bunch is Charlton Spotlight number 3, Remembering Tom Sutton. It was probably in my top 10 of all-time favorite artists. I mean, the stuff he did for Charlton, and he did some stuff for DC and Marvel, and he did a lot of horror stuff. He did some stuff for Planet of the Apes magazine called the Future History Chronicles. I think it was in 5 or 6 issues of the old Planet of the Apes mag in the 70s. But here's some black and white repros of some of his covers. Another one. There's actually a picture of him right there. And probably one of my favorite covers. I've probably shown this in a video. Ghostly Tales of Ghost Manor 23. Pretty cool stuff. And kind of actually got a reprint, another reprint of one of his tales. There's actually a gallery of some of his covers in black and white, but if you're a fan of the art, I mean, a lot of times black and white is a lot better. Some more favorite covers. And for you fans, which I am, you got a Tom Sutton Charlton index. So it lists everything he did for Charlton. Pretty cool. So for Tom Sutton fans, and there's actually, I got a couple, they threw some extras in here, and this is actually a Tom Sutton painting. I think this was to a short-lived series Charlton had called Creepy Things. It's number 1. I've got this book somewhere, not sure where. But we've already saw the Pat Boyette painting. There's a repro of Mystery of Unexplored Worlds. Not sure what the issue is. Cool Bitco cover. And this is actually some new Charlton stuff that just came out a couple of months ago called the Charlton Arrow, and some of the guys that work for Charlton actually contributed to this. And there's actually a new John Byrne pinup in here. Let's see. Okay, from Doomsday Plus One. There's some new John Byrne art. But it kind of gives you a list of all the people that contributed this issue. Byrne and Paul Kupperberg, Batten Lash, Rick Stacy. So there's some really good stuff. Some romance, some pinups. This is actually Spook Man by Pat Boyette. So some cool Charlton stuff for fans of Charlton. Okay, guys, I want to put an end to this one and try to get ready and make another one. Thanks for hanging in there and watching, and onward and upward.